The film opens without a word of dialogue, just a young man waking up. His name is Gawain, nephew of King Arthur, and the very first thing the film tells us before he says anything is where he woke up: a brothel. Next to him is Essel, a woman who genuinely loves him, already awake, asking him to go to church. It's Christmas morning. Gawain turns his face away. He's not tired. He just doesn't care. In 60 seconds, the film has told us everything. Gawain has royal blood, someone who loves him, and the most powerful uncle in the land. And he has done nothing with any of it. He lives for comfort, not for purpose, and he knows it. Christmas Day, Camelot is in full ceremony. Arthur calls Gawain forward, and he says, "Tell us a story. Surely you've done something." And Gawain looks down, and he says, "I have none to tell." The silence in that hall is the sound of a reputation that doesn't exist yet. Queen Guinevere leans forward, and she quietly says, "He has none to tell, yet." Not comfort, a prophecy. The story is coming, whether he's ready or not. Then the doors explode open. The Green Knight. Skin like bark, hair like roots, eyes like the inside of an ancient forest. He rides to the center of Arthur's court and doesn't bow to anyone. He gives one challenge, and he says, "Who among you is bold enough to trade a blow for a blow? Strike me once with anything you choose. Then find me at the Green Chapel in 1 year and receive the same." Not one knight moves. Because they all understand what Gawain doesn't. If this creature is standing here after losing a fight, what exactly happens to you in a year? But Gawain stands up, not because he's brave, but because he wants to be seen. Arthur hands him Excalibur. The knight lowers his head. Gawain swings and separates it clean from his body. The court erupts. A hero is born. Then the body stands up, picks up its own head. The head opens its eyes and looks directly at Gawain, and he says, "1 year hence, the Green Chapel. Come receive what you have given." What felt like a victory was always a debt. Gawain's mistake isn't taking the challenge, it's why he took it. Ego dressed as honor. The entire journey ahead is the universe correcting that mistake and asking whether he can become the thing he was pretending to be. A year passes. Gawain spends every day of it looking away from the deadline. Parties, warmth, Essel. But the morning comes, and Essel holds his hand, pleading, and she says, "Stay, we could have a real life. There's nothing to prove here." There's genuine love in his eyes when he looks at her, and he leaves anyway. He isn't leaving for duty, he's leaving because he cannot stand the thought of being no one. His greatest fear is not death, it's being forgotten. Essel is the only fully honest thing in Gawain's world, and he walks away from her for a story that he hasn't earned yet. From the moment Gawain rides out, a small red fox begins following him. Never scared, always watching. The fox is his inner voice, the part of him that already knows the truth. It will follow him all the way to the end, and Gawain will spend the whole journey trying to ignore it. He crosses a battlefield full of the dead. A scavenger appears, friendly and helpful, and gives him directions to the Green Chapel. Gawain drops 1 coin over his shoulder and rides on. Moments later, 2 more men ambush him, bind him, take his horse, and take his axe. They leave him in the dirt.
King Arthur's nephew, face down in a field. He frees himself and continues on foot. He took everything the scavenger offered and gave almost nothing back. The road immediately reflects that back at him. Night. Gawain takes shelter in an abandoned house, and a voice finds him in the dark. Winifred says, "Will you help me? My head was cut off and thrown into the lake. I only ask that you bring it back." Gawain agrees, but then, before he moves, he says, "What will I get in return?" Winifred says nothing. That silence is the entire critique. A true knight doesn't help to receive, he helps because it's right. Gawain's every instinct is transactional, and Winifred's silence knows it. But he goes into the cold, dark water, pulls her skull from the lake floor, and carries it back. He gets a new axe. He does the right thing reluctantly, but he does it. Sometimes reluctant goodness is still goodness. The next day he sees giants, ancient, enormous, unhurried, moving across the landscape like weather.
He tries to speak to them and fails. The fox makes a low sound. The giants stop and respond. An ethereal choir fills the valley. The fox speaks a language Gawain cannot. It communicates with the oldest forces in this world, not with charm or ego, but with truth. Gawain is still learning that language. Gawain eats wild mushrooms, hallucinates, and wakes up in front of a grand manor. A couple welcomes him, the lord and the lady. The lady looks exactly like Essel. This is the film holding up a mirror. The lord goes hunting, and the lady visits Gawain's room. She's direct. She shows him a green silk sash around her waist. She says, "They say this sash protects the wearer from all harm. It's yours if you want it." Gawain thinks about the axe waiting for his neck, and he takes it. Later, the lady says something that cuts deeper than any blade. "You are no knight." He has nothing to say, because she's right. The Lord had made a pact. Whatever each gains while apart, they trade. The Lord kisses Gawain in good faith, but Gawain smiles, lies, and keeps the sash. A knight's most sacred quality is his word, and Gawain just traded it for a piece of silk. The Green Chapel is just over the next ridge. The fox steps into his path and speaks in human language clearly. The fox says, "Turn back. This is not worth dying for." Gawain raises his sword at the fox, and it runs. This is Gawain's lowest point. He just tried to kill the only honest voice in his world. He arrives at the chapel. It is nothing like what the name implies. No grandeur, just a hollow in the earth, half swallowed by roots. The Green Knight is sleeping, curled in the roots. Gawain sits and waits a full day. Christmas morning, the knight wakes, rises, and picks up the axe. Gawain flinches, and his voice cracks open, and he says, "Is that all there is?" The Green Knight says, "What else ought there to be?" And Gawain runs. As he rides away, time folds and shows him his whole life if he keeps running. He returns home. Arthur dies, and Gawain becomes king. But there is no joy in it. He survived by accident, and the throne knows it. He goes to Essel, and she gives him a son. But then the son is taken from her arms. She is cast out, not noble enough for a king's court. She reaches for Gawain, but he watches and does nothing. He never chose Essel, he used her. Years pass. His son dies in war. His queen and daughter leave. Enemies gather at the gates. He sits alone, and in the crowd he sees Essel's face with only grief left in it.
He looks down at the sash. He never removed it. Always afraid. Always running. And now, alone, with nothing left, he finally takes it off, and his head falls. Snap back to the chapel. The axe hasn't fallen. The vision lasted a fraction of a second, but Gawain has lived a lifetime in it.
The vision lasted a fraction of a second, but Gawain has lived a lifetime in it. Slowly, deliberately, he reaches for the sash, untangles it, and places it on the ground. No protection, no shortcut, just the debt. Gawain says, "I am ready." The Green Knight looks at him for a long time, lowers the axe, and kneels. He runs one finger gently across Gawain's neck, and he says, "Well done, my brave and good knight. Now, off with your head." Fade to black. No resolution, just nothing. The point was never survival. It was what Gawain became in the moment before the axe fell. When he removed the sash, he was exactly who he'd been pretending to be, a knight. The film withholds the confirmation of his death because your certainty about whether he lived is less important than your certainty about who he became. True honor has no audience. It's the choice you make when the only witness is yourself. Nature doesn't negotiate. The Green Knight, the fox, and the giants only recognize what you actually do. The Green Knight wants you to sit with the part of yourself that runs, and it wants to know if there's a moment where you'd finally put the sash down. If this video gave you something, a like means more than you know. Subscribe if you want to keep going deeper, one film at a time. And drop a comment. Do you think the Green Knight spared him? I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.